Hey all my people, how you doing? I hope you're having a damn good day. Welcome back to the channel, and today we will be talking about Sean Dyche and his 4-1-4-1 formation, of course, for Everton. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, these sort of tactics, so I hope you enjoyed. Smash the like button, subscribe if you are new, that would be great. But just looking at this team, I haven't had a proper time to focus on Everton moments up until now, but looking at this team, it would be a great career mode, rebuilding Everton, getting them back up to the top where they deserve to be. But you would never, ever say £500 million has been spent on this team. Where? Show me one player that they spent a lot of money on. Okay, Onana, fair play. They spent £40 million on him. But the rest is crazy. I mean, Iwobi, another 40 million or 35 million or whatever. But yeah, most of these players they got for cheap. So it is going, where did that £500 million go? Yeah, Everton are in a world of trouble, but it will be very interesting to see how they fare in real life, of course. So yeah, smash the like button down below, let's get into it. So starting off at the top, the man that was injured for majority of last season, but showed that he can still be the guy for them when he did come back. We've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin. On the left-hand side, we've got Dwight McNeil, we've got Onana, Idrissa Gueye, Doucouré, Iwobi, Coleman, Keane, Pickford, Tarkowski, Michaelenko. As for the subs, we've got Morpay, Gray, Garner, Young, Lonergan, Holgate, and Godfrey. Now, of course, you might be looking at the reserves and be like, why is Johnny Evans there? Well, I heard in a video that, they low-key announced Johnny Evans by mistake, of course. So it will be very interesting to see if that was true or not. But apparently, as we speak, Johnny Evans is training with Manchester United. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen there. So, yeah. But in the reserves, we've got a few players here. Not that many. So they don't even have depth in this team. So it's very much a blank canvas with not much paint to paint with. So, yeah, how Everton thinks. Just looking at the formation, we've got the 4-1-4-1. And then as for the tactics, right. So, for the defensive tactics, defensive style, we've spoken about Sean Dyche and him being very rigid, structured. He's a man that would rather have a 0-0 than have a 4-3-esque game. So how do you do that? Well, you start off by saying, defensive style, drop back. You want them to always be dropping back. You want your fullbacks and your centre-backs to be in position at all times, structured, rigid, making sure there's no little balls passing them, no bodies beating them off the dribble. They'd rather foul you and collect a yellow card than you get past them. So drop back is essential to trying to replicate and recreate a realistic Everton set of tactics. As for the width, we have set to 50, just a basic balanced 50. They're not going to do anything special. There's not going to be super narrow and then explosively wide. It's just set to 50. They're going to make sure that they muck up the midfield area. They're going to make sure that their centre-backs and potentially their DMs/midfielders win aerial headers and aerial duels. You're not going to beat them on the ground quite a lot. So yes, you have it set to 50. And then along with the drop back, we have the team depth, and that's set to 40. Like I say, set it low. What that does is it allows less balls to happen with over-the-top balls, fast-paced wingers running in behind. So it is a plus. It is a nice plus to have. You won't be beaten with a through ball over the top, of course. So that is nice. And it's also a very realistic approach because Sean Dyche likes to play a very low block, make sure that everything's defensively sound before moving forward, which was kind of strange because when I did watch Everton last season, especially after Sean Dyche came in, I mean, it was a whole thing of, defensively they're going to get better and they're going to make sure that they keep clean sheets and then, nick a few goals here and there. That didn't happen. They scored a lot more goals, but their defense was probably the same. It was probably still bad. So I think Sean Dyche, in this preseason especially, he's going to try and make sure that everybody's on the same page in terms of formation, in terms of instructions, making sure everybody knows their role in the team. And you'll probably see next season, hopefully, Everton will be a better team for it. As for the offensive play, we have it set to balance. Now, Everton, they are known to have those nice booming long balls across the field and so on. But you can put it to that, so you can put a long ball on, but they also counter-attack. I remember when they beat Brighton, was it 5-1 or something? One of the craziest results from last season. Yeah, but they beat Brighton off the counter-attack, off of Dominic Calvert-Lewin linking up play, making sure that The wingers got involved a lot more. Dwight McNeil was fantastic in that game. So you don't want to just neglect that element of their game, the counter attack, but you can't have it sit too fast build up all the time, because then it means that the fullbacks far forward and everybody gets out of position, which goes completely against why and how Sean Dyche wants to play the way he does. So have it set to balance where you can have the option of a long ball over the top or quick phase counter-attacking play. So, of course, we have it set to that. And then speaking of forwards, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Dwight McNeil, Alex Iwobi, and so on, have it set to forward runs. You want them as involved as possible. You want them firing balls into the box. If you don't know, Alex Iwobi and Dwight McNeil are more natural wingers, so it's a left foot on the left wing and a right foot on the right wing. It makes more sense, and it allows Everton to play a better style of football when they're playing opposed to inverted wingers. So, yes. And then as for the width, like I say, you want crosses being fired into the box. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a huge, towering, I think he's like 6'3" or so. Very good in the air, aerially dominant, of course. So you want them hugging the touchlines and smashing in crosses, and hopefully a Dominic Calvert-Lewin or an Onana or maybe a Doucouré get onto the loose balls or get onto the crosses and score a few goals for them. As for players in the box, we have it set to 3, so it will only be more or less 2 players, one player making a deeper run and the other player just kind of hanging in and around the box, or you can have it set to 4, where both players make deep runs into the box where crosses can be fired in. But because, like Sean Dyche, would rather, like undercommit players offensively and overcommit them defensively, 3 kind of does it for me. But of course, it's personal preference. You can have it set to 4 if you would like. As for corners, we have it set to 4. This is more or less the bread and butter of Everton, where they get most of their goals, set pieces, free kicks, and so on. So you want to commit as many men forward as possible. You want the likes of Tarkowski, Keane, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Onana, Doucouré, the big, strong, tall, physical specimens of Premier League footballers. You want them in and around the box to potentially score headers, or just loose balls, fire them home, score the goals. Like I say, the bread and butter of a Sean Dyche team. As for free kicks, as well, we have it set to 4. Now, as for the instructions, we'll start off with Jordan Pickford, a potential future captain of Everton, might I add. Of course, if they don't get relegated, I think he could be the potential future captain. Obviously, when Seamus Coleman leaves. So yes, he is set to come for crosses. You can set him to be a sweeper keeper, but let's be honest, Sean Dyche doesn't know what a sweeper keeper is. He might, but he doesn't play with one. So yes, come for crosses. And of course, it's kind of hard to play with a sweeper keeper when you're playing with a low block, because the space that a normal sweeper keeper would have is kind of gone because your centre-backs are parking so close to the keeper itself. It doesn't make sense, really. So he is set to come for crosses. As for your 2 strong brutes of centre-backs, they're set to their basic default defensive positionings. You don't really want them moving or doing too much with it. You could occasionally give the ball to Tarkowski, who fires a long ball over the top to an Iwobi or a McNeil, or even to a Calvert-Lewin, who wins the header and fires it off to one of them. He apparently is really good at doing this. Before he signed for Burnley, apparently, he was really good at doing it. I think it was for Brentford. So yeah, very, very interesting to see another side of players you've always just seen as a one-dimensional player. But anyway, let's get to the fullbacks. We have both fullbacks set exactly the same. A lot of this team is mirror imaged. What the left-hand side does, the right-hand side does, and vice versa. But you can also tweak it just a slight little amount. So as you can see here, basic and then defensive positioning, you have both fullbacks set to step up. Sean Dyche wants to be the aggressor when out of possession. He wants his fullbacks to impose the opposition's wingers. He wants them to be uncomfortable and be physically dominated by his boys out wide. So that is why they are both set to step up. But now, in terms of Coleman and Mykolenko, obviously he's a lot younger, got a lot more stamina, better attacking outlets. I know Coleman has a decent cross on him, but he doesn't have the recovery pace to get back and keep the shape and everything. So if you are feeling a bit more adventurous and want to attack the opposition a bit more, I would advise you have Mykolenko set to join the attack, and then run type can be mixed, of course. So he'll get forward a lot more, And then what you would do is you would set Coleman, who has got the exact same set of instructions for these instructions, but what you do is you'd set Coleman to stay back while attacking, so he kind of like, just shifts down and make sure that the right-handed side is more or less secure, allowing Keane to just shift over a little bit more, and then Tarkowski to shift over a little bit more as well, kind of creating a back three. But yes, if it's Ashley Young, you probably would keep the instructions as is, and he will occasionally make the darting run forward to potentially fire an across, of course. Then, as for your DM, we've got Idrissa Gueye here. He is set to cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, cover the centre, and then as for positioning freedom, it is set to the default. You want him to shield the back four, you want him to shield the back line as much as possible, collect the loose balls, sweep up the potential passes, make sure that the opposition are kept on their toes and always uneasy with whether to fire the balls in. And to be honest, Everton could do slightly better. I mean, James Garner is in the team and you could potentially use him more. If this is career mode, I would advise James Garner with these instructions. And then potentially for James Garner, you have him set as the deep line playmaker. Whereas Idrissa Gueye, I don't think he is that much of a playmaker. He's more or less just a guy who's going to just rough up the opposition like a little bit and just muck up the waters a bit, just making the opposition a little bit more uneasy. As for your two number 8s, we've got Doucouré and Onana. Like I say, mirror image, both have the exact same set of instructions, but these are very simple instructions. Of course, Sean Dyche is not going to say, I need you to invert and then cut inside and then be on the edge of the box. No. He's very similar, very simple, I should say. He just wants aggression, he wants tenacity, and that's what these two guys offer. I mean, both are set to aggressive interceptions, both are and can be box-to-box players, so when the one goes forward, the other one will stay back, and that's why I have it set to a more balanced stats overall, or instructions overall. You don't want them doing anything specific other than just be aggressive in the midfield and try and win back the ball as fast as possible, and be proactive when out of possession. So yes, as you can see here, Onana has the exact same set of instructions. As for Dwight McNeil and Iwobi, both are set to come back on defense, stay wide, getting behind, balanced crossing runs and aggressive interceptions. Like I say, you want them to be the aggressors when out of possession, but at the same time, they will be coming back to help on the defensive end, and you want them staying wide, so when they can cross them quite nicely. There's a lot of hang time, a lot of air time, which allows the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Onana, for example, the enough time to get into the box to prepare themselves for the potential header or the loose ball, and just try and score the goal. And like I said earlier, they are more natural wingers because they're like McNeil, for example. He is a left-footed player playing as a left wing, so that cross is more natural, and it does allow for more crosses to be driven across the face of goal and into more threatening areas. So there we go. And as you can see here, Alex Iwobi has the same set of instructions, and in terms of staying wide, for the tactics, for example, we have it set to 75. Like I say, you want them to stay as wide as possible to create as much space as possible for either the number 8s or Dominic Calvert-Lewin to function and be slightly less like congested in the box, because if it's too narrow, it just everything goes to shit basically, and it doesn't work out. So that's why we have it set so wide, and then have the wingers also still set to wide, because you want them to create as much space and pull the defense out of position as much as possible. Now, speaking of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, we want him to stay central. That is his area. He's going to function a lot in the 6-yard box and so on. So you want him to be that guy. You want him to be a target man. Balls fired into the box, balls fired into his feet, playing off of him, allowing for Onana and Doucouré and maybe even Idrissa Gueye to be more involved in the build-up play. But you want him to be the strong guy who backs into the opposition centre-backs, roughs them up as much as possible. Very much a Sean Dyche thing to do, and also win aerial duels in the box, of course. Or not even in the box, but just win his aerial duels nonetheless, whether it's build-up play, whether it's goals, or free kicks, or corner kicks. Either way, you just want him to be the physical specimen that he can be, although he is injury prone, so we'll have to see how that works. And then as for interceptions, we have it set to 0 because he is probably your best striker and your only striker in the team, as Ellison's got sold to, I think it was to Coventry or something. He's gone. And then as for the defensive support, you want it set to basic. You can have it set to come back on defense, but then I feel like he's not as focal of a focal point as what he should be for the offense. And stay forward doesn't really work out that well. So just a basic defensive support will do for DCL. Yes, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Ha, there we go. Anyway, peeps, that is the instructions, the tactics, Everton's formation and everything for FIFA 23. Smash the like button down below. I would absolutely appreciate it if you subscribed, of course. And of course, until the next time, I hope you have a damn great day. What am I doing?